Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, people, and welcome to Footy Judgment. Welcome to another stream. I don't know why there is a meltdown about Arsenal dropping points against Bournemouth. They lost 2-1 ahead of the game against PSG. Chelsea must win tomorrow against Liverpool. Of course, Liverpool are going to be, as Osam says, drunk. Of course, the majority of them, apart from Salah and apart from Konate, the majority of the players will be drunk. Hit that like button, people. If you are here, subscribe to the channel. If you are new, of course, people, let's go now. Arsenal have dropped points. There's a lot to be said about that, of course. Big up everybody that is here. Hit the like button if you're here. Subscribe to the channel, of course, if you are new. Olo, what is wrong with you? Why that face?
I'm not gonna lie to you, there's F1 in the background as well, so I'm trying to juggle, but I'm here. What's up, people?
Yeah, what's going on? How are you, Mac? Long time no see. Did we do a stream soon?
Yeah, we did Football Terrace.
Yes, and Zizo is here, of course. Big up Zizo.
Big up, man. Like and subscribe, people, man.
And the first time on the channel, Connor. Of course, the designer for a lot of channels out here that you see. It's Connor, an Arsenal fan, of course. What are you saying, Connor, about the game today? Talk to me.
Well, first and foremost, Mo, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it. First time on the channel. Big up to everyone on the panel as well and everyone in the chat. Do like, do subscribe. On the game today, I mean, from the get-go anyway with the lineup, I was a bit annoyed because I'm like, PSG have rotated fully today. The league's done. I think we're going to still get Champions League unless we do the biggest bottle possibly and completely ruin that. But I like to think we're going to get Champions League. Just a bit disappointed with the fact that we didn't rotate today. And also, I mean, that adds to it the fact that we kept those players on for up to 80 minutes. You know, so PSG are going to have a fully fresh side ready for Wednesday, and we're going to have a team that has played 90 minutes of football practically and don't look up to scratch at all. Again today, very lackluster. The goals we conceded were just too easy. You know, and poor defending. It's as simple as that. 2 shots on target for Bournemouth, 2 goals. It just sums it up. You know, when they take their chances, and when you take their in football in general, when you take your chances, you could have a good outcome, and Bournemouth had that today. Another situation of where players individually let us down today. I think the players still hadn't shaken the loss from the other day. I think that was like a hangover still. And I'm paranoid about Wednesday. I think I don't know what it is, but having a performance like today doesn't serve up confidence for Wednesday. It serves, if anything, worry. And multiple players, like I said, let me down today. Ben White coming back didn't look fantastic at all. I don't think he's even ready for first team football yet. I think he still needs a bit of a break. We definitely need Timber back, but he's possibly unavailable for the game. It's all going sideways, Mo. It's not looking good, and I'm worried for Wednesday because I think if we concede first and in that game, we're finished, and that's the season over.
But this game is different than Wednesday. It doesn't, like, for a lot of people that keep saying that the mentality of Arsenal is shown in this game, I think it's just rubbish, to be honest with you.
It's a completely different scenario. I can 100% understand, but then again, I look at the mentality from Tuesday, Mo. It was shocking. The reaction from the goal was awful. We completely fell off. The crowd fell off. The team fell off. The only one that actually probably gave more of an intent was probably the manager. He was screaming the whole game. And I look at that in that sense from Tuesday. Will they actually carry on a better mentality to Wednesday when it actually matters now even more to get to that final? But I'm.
But why is the Arsenal mentality in question after this game? Why?
Because I like to think in personally for me, I like to have a bit of confidence going into a big game. And today doesn't show me much confidence going into that game, Mo. And maybe that's just me. I don't know. Maybe obviously every game's different. Every team reacts to every game differently. But for me personally, I like a bit of confidence going into a game. And after the last two performances from our players, I'm not seeing. And
does it matter, Olo? Does it matter, Olo?
We had a lot of people commenting about, but we need Thomas Partey back. Thomas Partey was there today, although we were better in the midfield in terms of when we had Rice in the 6 and Marino in the 8. We definitely were better going forward. But I'm out here seeing that it completely revolutionizes why we should have won on Tuesday.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I think the whole team is not performing well enough compared to what they were doing against Real Madrid. It's like, this is why my team pisses me off so much.
but before we go on,
and then do this twice, you know?
Before we go on, big up everyone that joined us from MHF as well. Hit that like button, people, if you are here. Come on, guys. You cannot just fucking smash fucking Lautaro in the fucking chat and just fucking not hit the like button. Instead of smashing Lautaro and typing Lautaro like bozos in the chat, all of you, at least hit the fucking like button. At least like the damn video. And instead of fucking doing this, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Don't be doing fucking Lautaro shit, bro.
Don't be doing troll stuff now, guys. Hit the like button.
Fucking trolling.
At least earn it. At least earn it and subscribe and like and then troll.
There's a fucking 150 people of you here typing Lautaro Martinez and we're on 70 likes. I will accept it only if there's 150 likes. Right? There's a fucking 400 people in the house and we don't have any likes other than 80 likes. And fucking 400 of you are fucking typing Lautaro Martinez. So hit that fucking like button before you fucking type Lautaro. Fucking pisses me off. When people do this, we're gonna come and troll Footy Church Mo. You're gonna fucking do Lautaro Martinez. Fucking like the damn video, then type fucking Lautaro. Bozos, bro.
Mo.
Hit that like button, people. Let's get at least 200 likes. At least.
Mo, you won today.
Yeah,
I know the game just finished. Just turned it off.
Mo, did you rotate
it off?
Mo, did you rotate today?
Just turned it off.
Mo, did you rotate your team today?
We fucking rotated 11 players, bro. We literally rotated 11 players.
You know what I mean? Even you're out here doing it. Like, it's like.
Can I just mention something on Arsenal as well, which I think is quite astounding, is the whole set piece FC thing with Arsenal. Like, the whole season, it's been about your set piece coach. I'm sorry, but the guy needs sacking because you've conceded more goals off set pieces than any other team in the Premier League. You're an absolute shambles at set pieces, like defending them. like the guy might be doing a good job at like doing the attacking, but you've let in so many goals off set pieces. It's a bit scandalous now. Like,
how many goals is that? So how many goals?
The weird thing is, you're about to play a team. PSG.
Your mic is not connected or something. Olo,
mine isn't.
You hear me?
No. Olo. Yeah, perfect.
I was going to ask, how many set pieces have we conceded?
I don't know.
I think it's like 18.
Okay.
Is it that many?
I didn't
realize it was that many.
I think it's high. But what was I going to say? Yeah, so PSG.
Oh, that's scored. Never mind. Ignore me.
PSG are horrendous at set pieces.
Oh no! So sorry, I got correct you. So they say 48% of our goals are set pieces, but we've considered least amount of goals in the season. So we have to like This is why I don't like percentages. This is why I want people to speak with facts. How many goals have we conceded from set pieces in comparison to the rest of the league?
More than anyone else, I think.
This is not defending. This is not
You've just
defending.
conceded 2 today, by the way, just in case you didn't know.
Can I ask you all before we go to the set pieces that what Max said? I want you to respond. This is going in line with what Connor have said, because he started the best team, so getting a positive result was a confidence thing, but it backfired totally with the result. PSG rested their whole team. I'm not sure how do you feel all about the game today, to be honest with you.
So
they rested their whole team against us as well, by the way, PSG.
Okay. How do I feel about the game? How do I feel about the game? It's frustrating, first of all, because one thing for me is this: you just never want to lose a game. Simple as. Like, part of being a fan is you want to see your team win all the time. And to Connor's point as well, I mean, you want to have momentum going into the next game. So I understand why you wanted to play the first team, especially you're behind the sort of snooker ball. But I'll say this as well, like, and this is not with me being like optimistic. I'm just saying it for what it is. Like, what happened today doesn't have a bearing on Wednesday. Same way when PSG lost on the weekend before they played us, they still came and beat us 1-0, right? And they played a full strength team then, and they lost against, was it Nice 3-1? And they still came to Emirates and beat us 1-0. So, like, I know as football fans, we try to find correlations and try to find things like that make sense. The reality is that sometimes none of this makes sense. To be honest, it was a terrible game for us, especially in the second half. I kind of expected it to happen because I think when Arsenal have chances in the first half and we don't score, you just sort of see the pattern just happen. I mean, as Arsenal fans, we should be used to this by now, where we don't score in the first half, we'll score 1 goal, and we just let team back into it. And so, yeah, it's frustrating. But I said it to you. I think I said it to you before, Mo. What needs to happen on Wednesday? Actually, I think I said it to you. I'll say it now. The game on Wednesday is simple. Like, there's no complications about it. Go and win your game. Like, nothing else matters. Like, it's just as simple as that. There doesn't have to be a tactical sort of breakdown and so on and so forth. It's a simple task. You're 1-0 down. Go and win the game. If you can't, you don't deserve to be in a Champions League final. Simple as for me.
I disagree with you completely. It's not that easy. PSG are a team that is, in comparison with Arsenal, are in a better form. They have more difference makers up top.
I hear that.
Right?
I hear that.
They won 1-0 away from home against Arsenal. They have now, they are going into their ground. They already won their league. They don't have the stress to win the Champions League like Arsenal. They already won their league. They already won their cup.
I agree.
So for you to make it as simple as this, it's not as simple as
Don't
this.
make excuses, Mo. Don't make excuses.
No. What I mean is that people can't just sit here and tell me that just go and win it. It's
Why not?
not that easy.
Why? They haven't focused on the league since February.
No. Don't get me wrong. Arthur, if they don't win against PSG overall, they failed. Like, I'm not giving them excuses. They failed if you don't win against PSG.
You were supposed to have beaten the hardest team.
But it's not as simple as that.
Let me explain my point.
You've already beaten them as well in the Champions League. You've already beaten them already.
Let me explain my point. It's a one-off game. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not a two-legged game anymore. It's not a game where you're thinking, right, what's the permutations for the next game? What do I need to do? Can I draw? Can I, is there going to be a 2-1? None of that matters anymore. It's literally, it's do or die at this point. That's what I mean by go and win. What I'm saying is, it's not complex. It's not complex anymore. We just know what needs to happen. And it's either the team goes out and wins or they lose. Simple as.
But the team, Donis keeps saying the team is dusty team. If Arsenal are dusty, how are they second in the league?
What? You know what? If it weren't for this Conference League, man, I swear to God.
Also, okay, here's one thing I need to do as well. When people mock Arsenal saying second ole, I'm like, you do realize everyone from third down to 20 should just be as embarrassed to be in the positions you are. Because if we are bad, and we are bad right now, and you're still in 5th, 6th, and 7th, you're just as bad as us. You just laugh.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be bad.
I think the only reason, do you know what?
Ziad, okay, hold on, Connor, because Ziad has actually said something I was about.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly. Objective take. Go ahead, Ziad. I said that on the football terrace exactly, Ziad.
You guys shouldn't be bad. It's normal for Chelsea to be bad because we've got that inexperienced manager. It's his first proper season in the Premier League. You guys are supposed to be, challenging for the title. It's actually a failure that you're not winning this league and you haven't won the league this year.
All failed.
The guy's been there for how many years? You spent a good amount of money. You've got your donkey up front that you're supposed to be your main striker, and you're not winning the league. That's why the pressure was on you, and that's why the pressure is also on you in the Champions League, because you're supposed to be this great team, and you haven't been focusing on the league since February. So you have all focus on the Champions League, and you should be winning it.
Someone, hold on. Someone asked the question. Giuseppe, I'm gonna ask you the question. Giuseppe said on the football terrace, why Arsenal aren't allowed to have a bad season?
No, forget that. It doesn't matter if Arsenal are allowed to have, but like the fair point is, at the start of the season, you want to go and win the league. That's the simple reality. But the whole thing of how bad you are or how bad you're not, it doesn't really matter to me. The point is still factually, all of us is bad, especially because the gap between Liverpool and the rest of the league is significant. So you're laughing at us, which is perfectly fine. Hey, everyone laugh at Arsenal. That's great. But also, you can look at yourself and say, objectively, you're just as bad as Arsenal. Especially when...
No, but that's not Ziad's point.
In my opinion, when I look at it in my sense and why we've become, especially this season, why we are such a joke of a club, and I'm going to keep honest to listen, I think we've made fantastic progress from where we were when Arteta started to now, but I'm not a fan of Arteta, and I am Arteta out. However, why this season especially, why this can be an absolute joke, we're in a position where we are second, and Ollie, where this kind of dismantles your point, even though you could say, yeah, everyone below us is just as bad, but Man City could win a trophy, Chelsea, they're going to win it, are going to win the Conference League, and now we've got United or Spurs are going to win the Europa League. And now we have to win this. And it comes to a point as also, well, we have finished second 3 years in a row. We are now being known as the second best team. And it becomes to a point where we just, the club are doing this to us, like as fans.
Okay.
You know,
you're you're young enough not to remember it. Even under the Wenger years, we were the second best team. And there's no excusing it. We were the second best team. That's for someone like me. I don't actually. The banter doesn't affect me as much as some other people, right? Because I've seen it, been through that, etc., right? I do agree with you on the trophy thing. That's the thing that for me that's the most frustrating. Is the fact that
you're not the second best team, by the way. You're not.
Okay, but it doesn't matter. I don't really care who's the second or first or third. I don't care. We're not winning the league. That's what matters, right? The fact of the matter is still this. Everyone else around us is picking up trophies.
I disagree a little bit.
So
I disagree a little bit. Kmack was about to say something. I want to hear what he thinks about this. You said they're not the second best team. Who's the second best team in your opinion?
No, they haven't been the second best team for a while. Like we were behind Manchester City for years and years. Like we were points behind, like 1 point here, 2 points here, for so long. Like the only reason you were behind them is because Jurgen Klopp was messing around with this inverted shit for 2 years. But I don't even think you're going to finish second this season. I think Man City will.
Wait,
and I think next season, it's not going to be yous that are going to be second.
Okay,
it's probably going to be Man City again.
Okay, we can worry about next season, but let's be logical here. You can't say the reason why you didn't finish.
You haven't won nothing. You haven't won nothing with this manager. You haven't challenged for anything either. Seriously.
Can I please talk? And I'm going to just say why what you're saying doesn't make sense. Because Klopp messed around with his formations, that's why he didn't finish second. So what? That is part of his job. So you can't just say because he did something and it didn't have the outcome you wanted, doesn't mean that it didn't still happen. You still didn't finish second, right? And this is a dumb argument to have, right? But you can't factually say
we were top of the table last season.
Or you didn't finish in the position, which means
we were challenging to win the league last season and we fell away. That was it. Because we had half of our squad injured. Like that.
It doesn't matter. I don't care. I actually don't care.
You didn't, and you still blew it,
bro. I don't care.
You were playing against the worst Man City in quite a while. Like,
what pity do? We still
didn't win. You still didn't win the league.
It doesn't matter. Man City won it. That's all that matters. I don't care. I don't understand. Like this is for me is a wasted argument. It's a wasted argument. You won this season. Congratulations. Man City won last season. Congratulations. I don't care. But to say something that where the table tells you where the teams finish and tells you their positions in the league and where they rank, to say that doesn't matter because of some inverted, you're just basically saying what ifs. And we don't know if Klopp didn't invert if you'd have finished second or first. or 3rd or 16th. We don't know. So let's just talk about what we know. Simple as. Jesus Christ.
But what we
And
do
you
know is
guys-
that the pressure was on
You're
you.
not the second best team in
Yeah, it's
Go on,
like it's
go on,
the
go on.
best team, but the pressure was on you. So it doesn't matter how bad Chelsea are or City are this season. It doesn't matter. We at the start of the season, the pressure was on Arsenal to win the league.
I agree.
We said
Yeah,
we
yeah.
couldn't allow the bald fraud slot to walk in his first year and win the Premier League. You couldn't. It was impossible. You couldn't let it happen. It's embarrassing. The fact that you let it happen is why we're looking at Arsenal. Because when the pressure's on you and you crumble, we have to answer some questions. You know?
And the worst part is that, listen, no respect to Liverpool because they were easily the best team this season and they deserve to win the league. However, this Liverpool team wasn't like the Man City of the last couple of years where once they were going and they went on those runs, you couldn't stop them. Liverpool this season had little standpoints where you could have gone ahead and caught them. And I think we could have, if we actually fucking went into it and actually didn't get all these draws, we could have won the league.
Why didn't you though? We're talking a lot about why Arsenal. Why didn't Arsenal actually win go for the league?
Well,
Why did you postulate in February?
For me, it goes back to all the draws we've done.
No, because you lost and drew games against teams
Yeah,
that you
exactly.
lose and drew game against all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's that as well.
You lose and draw against those same teams. The Fulhams,
there's
the
that. There's the
Palasters.
results and the draws.
Always.
سيبك منه ركز معنا
That's
لو
on the
سمحت.
business. And also there's the factor of I don't think that this manager can win a league title. I think he's built a good foundation to win it, but do I think he can go over the line to win it? I don't think he can. No, not at the moment anyway in his career. Maybe in the future, because I think I like to sit here and say I don't think Arteta is a shit coach. I don't think he is the worst of the worst. I think he's got good aspects to his coaching, but I don't think he's in a position right now in his career, at the beginning of it, if you really think about it, to win a league title. Very clear that he can get to the point of where he can maybe do it, but you can't get over the line. And it comes to a point where you've got to sit here and think, as an Arsenal fan for myself, which a lot of people don't like to think about, there's nothing wrong with saying, thank you for everything you've done, but time to move on now. And there's someone else can take over the reins. This isn't Mikel Arteta's Arsenal. He doesn't own the whole club. He's a part of it, like the fans, like the players, like the staff in the background, all around the stadium.
Well, you just give him a new contract at the start of the season.
Well, there's that as well, but that's because either the board believe in him or probably the board believe in him. But I think we're going to be in this rotating cycle. I think we maybe could win a cup if we actually really went in for it. But in terms of league and Champions League, I just don't think he's the guy to get us over the line. And then we're going to be in the same repeated cycle every year. Oh, but a new striker. Oh, but we had injuries. Oh, but this. Oh, but that. And same story every year.
I hate the excuse. I've always said this. I don't care if you have 100 people injured. The fact of the matter is, you build your team, you sign it off on the start of the season. You say that team is good enough to challenge. And if you have injuries in key places and you don't have you don't have the backup that's needed, that's your fault. That's why when people are talking about this injuries cost us and so on and so forth, I don't really care. Like, Saka got injured, we should have bought someone who can be good enough to back him up. Havertz got injured, we don't have a striker. We had Jesus who got injured as well. Who cares? Again, we didn't build a squad good enough. So that's why I'm not going to downplay Liverpool's thing, because I just think that it's on us, right? But either way, you have to earn your victories. You have to earn the title. That's why I don't go about, we're the ones that should have won it. Because it's shown this year that being the ones that should have won it and being the ones who actually win it doesn't correlate.
So what's the consequences then? Are there no consequences?
The consequences is going to be what the Kroenkes do. Because I don't, unfortunately, sit on the board. I don't have the power to fire or hire people. Nothing. I'm a fan. I'm just going to watch the game and hope my team wins. What do you want me to do? Okay, tell me, what do you want me to do?
I'm asking you, what's your consequence? So you're just going to give him another season?
So let me ask a question. If I say I want him fired today, does he get fired today?
That's not the point. The point is you need to have an opinion.
It's the point.
He's going to get backed again.
You're asking me a question that has no consequence. You just want me to say, "Oh, I want Arteta out." Okay, here you go.
I don't want you to say that. If you wanted to keep him, keep him.
No, but
you want to keep him or you want a second?
Because you're saying a question that, if I give an answer, has no consequence because it's based on a bunch of people.
Based on your opinion.
Power. Jesus Christ. My opinion has no bearing on his job, unfortunately.
Of course not, but you can still give an opinion.
People want to hear what you think.
Okay. So my opinion is that he's literally on the last straw. And to be honest, if he leaves at the end of the season, I wouldn't really care. But
But
I'm
what
not
if
going
he
to
stays?
say.
They're so fickle. Arsenal fans are so fickle. It was only like 2 weeks ago that you were waxing lyrical saying you're going to win the Champions League and this and that, and he's the best thing since sliced bread. And now that you lost against PSG, which by the way can happen because they are a really, really good team. Now everyone's like, oh, we want him out. Yeah, we want him out. We want to get
I want
rid
to
of
make it clear because I haven't
He's
been
not-
on there
he's not
before.
been good
I
enough.
want to make it very clear because I've never been on there before. I've been in this
Like,
position
Arsenal
for
fans are mental.
seasons and seasons.
No, but hold on, Connor.
I thought
You
our
don't
fans
think
flip-flopped.
you do? I'm gonna do the super chats guys in a bit. You don't think that winning against Real Madrid, right?
Wait.
Like you.
I'm sorry. Again, you just said something that makes me so fun. That's so funny to me. You said Arsenal fans flip flop. So if we don't say if we don't say we want Arteta to go, you say we're accepting mediocrity.
So he's
If
on
you
his
say-
last straw, even though he beat Real Madrid
Jesus
home and
Christ,
away
can I finish my point?
and
If
got
we
you
don't-
into a semi-final.
If we want him to go, we're flip flopping on him because we said he was good. If we want him to stay, we're accepting mediocre. What do you? Well, this is why the question annoys me because
It's only 2 games later.
you just you want an answer, but you want to argue the answer no matter what the answer is, and that's what's frustrating.
Well, you just said he's on his last straw with you.
With me, yes.
What does he have to do to be better? Like he's got you into a Champions League semi-final. Like
What do
you
you
are
mean?
1 game away from getting to a Champions League final. Like, and you're in second place currently.
This
Like,
is funny, but you
I'm
just
asking the question. Like,
you just said we're not the second best team. You just said things
no,
about
that's my
about
opinion.
Arsenal.
That's my
Right.
opinion. I hate Arsenal. I don't think
Right.
you are the second best team. I think
Right,
Man
so that's-
City are.
So
Like-
that's your opinion. That's your opinion.
And if it's not Man City, I think it's Liverpool. Like
So that's
it alternates.
So that's your opinion. So if you
Yeah.
think that we're not the second best team, and I say actually because of that, I want he's on my last leg with me, and I'll be fine if he leaves and we get someone better that can make us not just the second best team or the best team in the league. You're arguing with me that saying that I'm flip flopping because of that. Like it doesn't make sense. To
I
me.
said Arsenal fans are flip flopping.
But I'm talking to you. I'm not Arsenal fan. I'm right here talking to you. So tell me what you want me to do, or speak to my opinion.
So
Don't speak to
you
other
don't
people.
think he's personally been good enough at all then? To do what he's done this season, that's just not good enough.
No, I think
He's on his last legs. Okay.
Yes,
that's fine.
exactly. Yeah,
That's
there
fine.
you
You
go.
want more. You want more. Okay.
So who did you play before Real Madrid in the Champions League?
PSV.
See, it's not like a wow run or a very difficult run. Congratulations, you beat Real Madrid. PSG, can you beat them? Probably not. And then you're out. So it's not like I'll give you an
And do you
example.
know what? I know a final's 1 game, but Barca and Inter, in my opinion, listen, I think PSG are a great side, but I think from what I saw in that first leg of the Barca Inter game, us against them one of them in a final was going to be, boy, it's not going to be fun. That's I just listen. I'm not one to say, oh, I'm giving up. No, I'm not doing that. But I think we'd be in a very rude awakening if we were getting to the final. But the only reason I say we'd be in a rude awakening is not because I think this squad's bad. We've got very, very good players. I think some underrated players that get very undermined, sometimes. But with the way I see this team acting right now, I know my club, and especially how they've played these last 2 games, I know my club. When the mentality is not there, don't even bother. Don't even bother thinking that we can go ahead and do this, do that. And that's why I'm so annoyed.
Can I give you guys go
game
ahead,
against
finish.
Madrid.
Okay, great. Let me guys, there's over 600 people here. Can we get the likes up to 300? I'm gonna do. Thank you for everyone sending super chats. I'm gonna do them right now. Before I do them, I want to ask a question. A hypothetical scenario for Olu and Connor that I stated on another show. I can't remember when. Right? You beat PSG. You reach the final. You lose on penalties. Do you think that is not good enough, Connor?
That's
It's a simple question.
I
It's
mean,
a
in
very
that
plausible scenario.
scenario,
I'm going to give you another scenario. You reach the final. You perform like what Inter did against Man City. You lose with 1 goal. You're a team that is playing very well. You're playing very well in the final. You're putting in a fight. But a world-class moment from a player or something, Yamal, or something. I'm just assuming you play Barcelona. You put in a great performance because people are talking about Barcelona. You know what I mean? Like people are not talking about Inter versus Arsenal because of the tactical. I'm talking about an all-out attack team like Barcelona. They have Yamal, they have Pedri, blah, blah, blah. Yamal comes up with a great moment, right? A great moment, right? Scoring 1 goal, You had your chances. You were unlucky, blah, blah, blah. Is that good enough for you or not good enough for you? I want an honest answer because I have another scenario for you.
It's a good question. With my mindset right now and the fact that, we've great job making it that far. No one would have thought we'd have made the final in the way, if that in that scenario, we would have gone out, whether it's on pens or we've played fantastic, but it's by 1 goal. I also put into the factor of we've been in 2 cup competitions this season, which we fell out of. We practically gave away the league in February because we just said we're going to focus on the Champions League. If I was in that position, like you said in that scenario, Mo, the manager has to walk.
Okay, great. You said your thing. Your manager has to walk.
Yeah.
That ball that Yamal played hit the post and went out, and you won on penalties. I am just telling you, people.
This is literally what I said before, by the way, man.
It's either you like the manager and you think he's good, or you think this manager is a terrible coach, and I don't want him at the club, even if he wins on penalty. You cannot just... Bro, the problem is, do you know why, Connor, let me finish. Do you know why I'm stating that? And Olo knows, Olo has done over like 30 shows with me. People change their opinions on managers.
I've never changed.
I accept it. By the way, I accept it. I'm going to tell you why I accept it. Because I changed my stance on Inzaghi when he played a good game in the final, and the next year he won the league, right? People banter you for being, you're a flip-flop, you're not a flip-flop. But you cannot just say that, because if he loses on penalties, I want him out. If he wins on penalties, it's fucking penalties. But you missed the penalty. Nobody can coach a penalty. Right? If he goes to the final and gets battered, right? That's a different story. This is why I'm saying people need to have a little bit of patience when they think about things. If you think Arteta is not good enough, say you don't think he's going to win the Champions League, like what people say. I don't think he's good enough to win the Champions League. But you cannot say in one like we sit here on the show and you say, by the way, we have a good team. We can win the Champions League. He's good enough to get us to a final and win the Champions League. And then the other hand, you say, but he's not good enough. That doesn't make any sense.
So you just asked me in the scenario, if we lose on penalties or lose 1-0, I ask for the manager to walk. But if we win on penalties, I should still ask for the manager to walk. I'm confused.
I'm asking you. You tell me.
There's no way I can then say... So the whole point I want from...
basically, the penalties can decide your opinion.
Any manager can come to Arsenal. I want them to win us the best trophies and all the trophies that he possibly can.
All of us want that for our club.
Of course I do. So I've always said this. If Mikel Arteta... No one knows because I haven't been on the channel before. I've been Arteta out for years, right?
I know that. I watch you on Arteta,
right? But I've also given him credit. I'm not just one of these Arteta out fans that just says, I fucking hate him, this and that. I give context to why I say, and I also give him credit for performances that we've had that have been extremely good. I don't think he's a shit coach overall. However, I've said, if he wins the Premier League or the Champions League, I will hold my hands up and say, I was wrong. What a fantastic what you've done. This is our first ever major European trophy. So I'm not a flip-flop. I would...
By the way,
I'd be humble.
Forget the chat telling you flip-flops.
No, I'm not looking at that. I'm just saying, as a fan point, my perspective, I wouldn't call myself a flip-flop if I then congratulate the manager and saying, you're staying if you win the Champions League, because all I've ever wanted is Mikel Arteta to win the best trophies. However, from what I've seen over the years, finishing second, dropping out of cups like it's no tomorrow, I've had reasoning to say, you're not the man for the job. Thank you for what you've built and for some of the players you've brought in, not all of them, because a lot of them have been pretty shit. But thank you for the players that you have brought in, been good. But it's time to go. And in the scenario, if we do go out the Champions League final, I say to myself, come on, man, you've just lost on the biggest stage now. You've lost the Premier League how many years in a row? You've lost how many FA Cups, Carabao Cups? You've just lost on the biggest stage. I don't care if it's on the 1-0 or whatever. You've still lost it. You should have prepared better. It's time to walk. I'm sorry. But if he wins it, I'll sit here and say, I was wrong. Please do stay. You've obviously shown to everyone that you can do it now. And let's see if we can do it again next season. And it's as simple as that. I'm not a league on a copy or an acolyte.
Don't worry about the chat. Don't worry about the chat.
I think I'm
don't worry about the chat. Don't worry about the chat. Don't worry about the chat. They're winding you up.
Doesn't matter. They're really good at it, by the way. They're really good at it.
These guys are brilliant, and I big up all my chat. They are absolutely brilliant, and they make the shows what they are. But if you get dragged to every single comment
Yeah,
of these guys,
yeah.
There's guys in there saying that I didn't rate Slot, like that's not true. That's not true. I literally did shows on him.
Guys in the chat, big up guys in the chat, absolutely brilliant. Wallahi, you guys are absolutely brilliant.
Also, just remember.
Let me do the three super chats, right? You want to be objective in summer. If I told you Arsenal would have 29 injuries, nobody would have predicted us to even challenge. It's not rocket science. Sakayo Baka, big up.
I don't care. I really don't care.
Everyone has injuries, bro.
Go win your games.
Every team has injuries.
Exactly. No one ever prepares the season and goes, I'm going to have 0 injuries. And also,
if anything, you prepare better for it.
Exactly.
We didn't look at our bench from what we have as replacements. Like, come on now.
Can I see you guys for real something? I'm not defending Arteta.
You had a raft of injuries, and you had a January window.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we still didn't recover. No, yeah, exactly.
We brought in Raheem Sterling
and Roberto Neto
in 2020. We brought in a goalkeeper that was cup. We brought in a goalkeeper that was cup tied, so we couldn't play him in cup games. So we had to play Raya. What was the point?
Let me do that because I have a very good point to make. Second team to give the guard of honor, by the way, it's poetic. Bigger Blaze. Guys, there's 700 people in the house. We need 300 likes at least. I agree with him. Fan base is one of the main reasons we won't win, no matter the manager. Extremely hypocrite, hyperbolic. Any sign of adversity, they panic. Pull your fingers out and back the boys for the second leg.
Okay, no. Couple of things here. We can still back the boys for the second leg, but having a critical conversation about manager, and Mo knows me very well. I actually like Arteta. I think like a lot of people don't understand.
That's why I'm I don't understand how you're like Arteta out. Right?
I'm not Arteta out. I was doing it because obviously, sorry, what his name was trying to make me
Connor. His name is Connor.
No, Connor. Anyways, doesn't matter.
Matt fucking did like 50 shows with him.
I know. My brain is. I'm watching F1 at the same time. It's because Mac obviously said something that triggered me. That's why I wanted to give him the answer that he wanted. But
I do that. Sorry, mate. I do that.
I don't say triggered. I wasn't really triggered.
That's what Mo's got me on. I think.
But I'll say no. We can have a critical conversation about the manager. We can have a critical conversation about where we're ending up in, like for the end of the season. But at the same time, still want him to win, right? I think people fall into you're either Arteta in or Arteta out, and I hate that sort of mentality. It's like that's not how life works. So, anyways, I'm still gonna, of course, want the guys to win against PSG.
Yeah, let me do. They want Arteta to score penalties on the pitch. The young man has seen us win an FA Cup. If he's lucky, where does the entitlement to win major come from? I've actually seen us win, by the way. Genuine question.
I apologize for when I was born. I'll go to my parents that I wish I was born earlier.
Yeah, you should apologize. You should apologize.
Yeah. So I apologize for not being born before 2003, bro. I do apologize. But like at the end of the day, penalties is a different. We're talking. This is what I mean. While we're talking certain scenarios, like let's wait and see what happens, and then we'll talk about the real event. Let's not talk about this whole penalty. If penalties. But then that's not Arteta's fault because he scored the penalties. I get that point. Fair point. But let's actually wait and see what happens in it. Let's see if we do get to the final, maybe play on penalties, and then maybe I'll have a different opinion.
So Con, are you telling me you never got to see Igor Stepanovs play football for Arsenal?
I've seen a lot worse, bro.
I forgot.
A lot worse.
The problem with me, guys, the problem with me is Arteta was very clear about it. Like the thing about it, Arteta was not even shameful about it. He said, we're going to build the team this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? This is what he said. He never lied to the Arsenal fans. He never told them this is it. He said there's phases. And some of the people believed in the phases. I disagree with phases, by the way. I'm someone, Ziad knows this about me more than anyone, because I'm a hire and fire guy until it works. I'm an Inter fan. We're used to hire and fire. So, but Arsenal fans bought into it. The problem is they are in phase 4 or whatever he says, Arteta. Now, some people, okay, hold on, it's not Connor. Every time I watched him, he never believed in phases. He said, fuck these phases. I don't want phases. But the problem for me now is the people that believed in the project and the phases and the process, now they are turning while they are in a Champions League semi-final. I think it's crazy. Some of the people now are turning while they believed in the phases. It's actually crazy.
Yeah, okay, but
What I did want to say.
Oh, go on.
Can I just say something? Sorry.
Go on.
What I did want to say is, like, I can't believe how many Arsenal fans are kind of defeatist now that you can't beat PSG. You can beat PSG. We have shown that you can beat PSG. We got absolutely battered by them at their ground and still managed to win a game. Aston Villa went there and scored first. You can get it at PSG. And you are a team that are really good defensively. Like, that's something that you have to give credit to, is you're a good defensive team, especially away from home. So you can do it. But, like, it's just crazy, like, the fume of Arsenal fans now. Like get rid of him, get rid of him, get rid of him, get rid of him. Like, you're in a position where we'd love to be. I would love Liverpool to be in the position you're in the Champions League.
Nah,
because you got a chance of being in the final.
No, but also you're talking from a place of privilege right now. Like, when you had the likes of Roy Hodgson and Brendan Rodgers, you didn't have the same feelings, right? Like,
I hated both of those.
Exactly. Yeah, I understand that. But I'm just saying, like, football fans, we're all emotional, right? We like, logic does get thrown out the window, especially when something like this happens, where we've lost a game on Tuesday, then you lose a game on Saturday. Like, it's just emotional.
I just can't imagine that we're having an Arteta out conversation after Arsenal have just lost against Bournemouth when the league has been won like 2 weeks ago by Liverpool. Like, I just can't imagine. Like, I want to say to Arsenal fans, I really, this is just genuine by me, by the way. I want to say to Arsenal fans, wait until Wednesday. Like, it doesn't make any sense today. Like,
yeah, because Mo, if we win on Wednesday and we go to the final, everyone will forget about it.
Don't do this. The people that saying now sack him, or he's like, wait until fucking Wednesday. It's okay. It's okay to not like him. It's okay to say that he's shit. But I think wait until Wednesday when you fail. If you fail, right? Like,
when? Wow, when?
Oh,
you're a sports mode.
Would you see when?
Like, I will have this conversation. I already said I'm not an Arsenal fan, right? I already said that with the 2 games that he played against Real Madrid, right? I said that I think Arteta's a good coach. Is he gonna win something? I don't know, right? I'm not trolling, by the way, Kmack. I just said when. Wait until Wednesday if you go out. I translated it from Arabic. Just excuse my language. But that's how we say it in Arabic. But in my opinion, Ziad, what are you doing? Ziad? Ziad? What are you doing?
On camera.
Still on camera.
What's that?
What, man?
What
are you doing?
He is literally sitting in his home, bro. Anyway.
I'm in the sofa, but I can't relax.
Relax.
Nah,
my point about this.
You're too comfortable.
It's too comfortable. My point about this is that
man. I'm on a stream.
I changed my stance on Mikel Arteta about this because I believe winning against Real Madrid, against all odds, is something that Arsenal fans can look into. However, I say that if Arsenal are going to sack Arteta at the end of the season and get a better manager, if Inzaghi doesn't win anything and they sack him and get a better manager, I'm all for it. But if you fucking sack Arteta and get a worse man, for example, let me just give you an example. What if Arsenal sack Arteta and get someone like Maresca? Would you be happy then? People that want Arteta out, would you be happy?
No, of course
not. You exactly right?
But that's another. It's like another scenario that you're just making up for no reason. But this is no offense, but this is another scenario.
You said you want him out.
Of course I do want him out. But if that was the case and we got Maresca, then I'd be looking at the board and be like, "What are you doing? This isn't the right man for the job." It's as simple as that. That's another scenario. I wouldn't like this whole narrative that I've been hearing that. Why get rid of Arteta and then start all over again? We wouldn't be starting all over again. So there's a couple of additions needed to the squad.
You've got a new director of football. You've got a new director of football that everybody's raving about at
Arsenal. Yeah.
Who was the manager that he worked for?
Well, Simeone.
What have you got him?
You can't get him. You can't get him.
No? Why not?
Not allowed.
No.
Bro, you can't get him, bro.
I trust in Arsenal to get the right person.
You play similar football.
How much do you think Simeone is on, Connor?
No, I couldn't tell you. No idea.
15 mil. 15
Isn't
mil.
he like the second highest paid manager in the world?
He's the highest paid.
50, Connor. 50 million a year.
Yeah.
So logically speaking, realistically, Arsenal are not gonna get 50
Wow.
million
But let's
euros.
find this one. Well, let's
5-0.
do Inter Milan don't win the Champions League. You don't win the league.
Arsenal
Chelsea
can
don't
go
make-
get Inzaghi.
No. Forget Arsenal. What's it called?
Chelsea are getting Inzaghi.
Maresca doesn't get UCL. He goes out the door. We then raid Inter Milan for their manager and Bastoni. Done. Arsenal can do with whoever they want, man. They can go get McKenna or something.
Are we talking about Chelsea now?
No.
Yeah, it comes to like 45-minute grilling of Arsenal.
It wasn't even a grilling.
Wednesday's gonna be. If we get knocked out, it's gonna be.
I want the people that say that he's not on 50 million. I'm literally gonna share the screen with you guys
He did get a whopping contract, didn't he?
Diego Simeone's like just you all are just saying that I am waffling, right? Stay with us, right? Diego Simeone's wage. Okay, this is Google, right? This is not Mo. Share this tab. This is not Mo. I'm not saying this, Brusky. All right, I'm not saying.
Don't do the Google thing, because I got slated for it on Dom's show.
39 million pounds equates to $50 million.
Wow.
That's
all right.
mental.
So
is he the highest paid at the moment?
he's the highest paid manager in the
Wow.
world, and by far. So
By
Arsenal
far.
are not gonna get him, right? Like just
Jesus Christ, what the hell are they paying him that much for? What's he like?
so Arsenal are not
How
getting
is
this guy.
Arteta the
Right?
third highest paid? What the fuck?
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't even realize he was. I didn't even realize that he was like
He's
top
the hi-
five.
He's the second highest paid in the league.
What the
And
fuck are we doing? Inzaghi's 17th.
It's because he's an
Scott's
asset. that's why.
15th. Oh my god, Ancelotti's 10th.
Bargaining
Fucking
power.
hell.
It's called bargaining power. That's what it is, man.
What are we doing? Oh my
I,
god, I didn't even
let
realize
me-
that was the case.
I wanna switch the conversation a little bit, right? Let me do this super chat. It's an issue I have with it's the fans who bang on about mentality are the first ones to throw in the towel. It is hypocritical. If we go through this convo, it looks dumb. Big up my man. Whatever. Like, listen, I don't think this conversation should be today, to be honest with you guys. I actually don't think this conversation should be today. This is why I'm switching the conversation a little bit. But before we go on, I want to show. I know that Ziad, you have to go soon. I have half an hour of you before you go. I'm not leaving before that. But I need to share a video with you guys. Wallahi, seriously, guys. I want you guys to see this video. Right? Seriously, this is gonna be crazy. Let's watch this. This quick video. Watch this.
I've seen this.
I would rather be in Arsenal's position now, right now. Than Liverpool.
You see?
We're going. Where our project right now is better than yours.
Project hype.
We're going here. For the next 5 years,
I've jumped off that bit.
I don't care about what he says.
Yeah, I
in the
don't-
next
I don't-
5
I don't-
years,
I
and
don't-
I'm going to say this to camera. In the next 5 years, we are going to dominate English football.
You know what I've seen in the last 10
All the signs
you
are
know
there.
what,
everything's
in
there.
the last decade.
Wait, no. Let him not. Let's not move past this.
What?
You would rather be in Arsenal position right now.
Yes, go
than
Liverpool
Liverpool,
for the next 5 years for sure. Yeah.
knowing that Salah's extended and Van Dijk's extended.
So,
Ignore it. He doesn't believe what he's saying. You know what it is?
So
in the next 5 years, we win at least 3 Premier League titles. How about
أعوذ
that?
بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Facts. I'm so confident. I've never been so confident in my life.
Why?
Do you know what the problem with this take is, to be honest with you? Is that there's a lot of people that follow Sharky. Like he's a personality, he's on SDS, blah, 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 all this talk, right? But for him to sit there on the show, there's a lot of other Arsenal fans that will listen to this and think maybe what he's saying is true.
Wait, is it me? It's more just gone a bit blurry.
I am
It's a
lagging
bit
a little bit.
He went back to the 1980s.
Yeah, man. He's looking
It's getting
mysterious
better,
now.
man. It's getting better.
He's looking mysterious. Look at him.
I know my internet is lagging a little bit. So
That's fine.
We can hear you, though.
I derailed you.
can you guys at least talk while I fix the internet? This is a stream where you guys can talk, but you
No
don't need my
worries.
invitation.
I think Sharky's a great content creator, and I like him as a person, but that right there is fraudulent as anything.
That's a howler, man.
That is like
Okay,
that is
okay,
just how
okay.
can you choose if we don't win the Champions League. A season where you finish second with no trophies over a Premier League title. That, for me personally, makes me think he's done that for a clip. Because there's no way you're choosing a current situation of finishing second, possibly third, over a Premier League title. That I can't comprehend why you say that.
I agree with you. So let me state my claim right now before people think I'm being something else, right? I agree with you, but I'm gonna be sharky in this scenario, right? I understand what he's trying to say from his point of view. If you look at the age of the squad and you look at the superstars that exist within the squad and their relative ages, you'd say Liverpool have got a bigger job with how dominant to their team their two superstars are, because it's three. I'll add Addison to that as well. In comparison to Arsenal, with let's say you say Saka and Saliba or Gabriel, right? In terms of age, so you'd say actually in the next 5 years, Liverpool got a bigger job to replace those players than Arsenal do in terms of replacing the fillers, especially if Arsenal go and buy a striker, for example, right? So in his brain, I understand what he's saying. The dominant part is the part I'm like, I don't get that, because you cannot predict dominance. It doesn't just happen like that. Now, you have to see an evidence of winning first to then say dominance.
So there's three elements which make you a Premier League winner over an extended period. One of them is to be able to attain a certain amount of points. Yeah, Klopp came in and the first thing he said was, I need my team to get 86 points minimum. Yeah, that's what he said. That was one of his first things he said. He said it in the first interview that he did at Liverpool with Liverpool FC. I remember listening to it, and I'm sat there going, "Oh, okay, yeah, you mean business." Arsenal haven't done that for a number of years. You've only started to get into those realms now. Yeah. So last season you were 2 points behind Man City, was it, or 1 point?
1
2
point.
points.
Season before that, it was like 8 points in the end, wasn't it?
6 in the end.
Six in the end. This year it could be, I don't know, 12, 15. Who knows by the end of it. 20. Yeah. And then the seasons before that, you probably don't want to talk about. Okay. Now, and there's also another huge part of it as well, and it's to be able to go on long unbeaten runs. Yeah. You have to be able to achieve that. Like, if you can't do that in the league, you're never going to win the league. And over the last couple of seasons, I think the longest run you put together is 6 wins.
No.
Like last season you had a good run. Yeah. But this season you haven't been able to sustain. No,
because that's not true. I think the first season we challenged, we went like a stupid run of not. We didn't draw.
Yeah,
that's why we got
those first two seasons.
We got like one draw, something like that. That's why we got to like the highest points total in the halfway points that ever been, which is embarrassing not to win from there. And last season, apart, it was till the Villa game. We had won every single game. Then we lost in the Villa game and won everything after. So it was.
I don't think that's how you win the league. With all due respect to everyone, I don't think that's how you win the league. You win the league by having a system that works against the majority of the teams. And the current moment, Arsenal this season didn't have that system. Last season you did. That's why you won 16 out of 18 games at the end after the Dubai trip. If Arsenal can replicate that, yes. But that's why I'm saying this season, these last games don't matter as much to Arsenal, but they need to win them to have a little bit of momentum, especially if they don't win the Champions League. Arsenal cannot go next season without a fear factor. They need a fear factor in them. Let me do the super chat before. Ryan judges Liverpool agenda, says that we only won it due to Arsenal injuries, and said if you take Salah out the team, we don't win it. If you take Rodri out of City, Ronaldo out of United 8, Drogba out of Chelsea 2, then do you win it? No, they don't. And I didn't say that Arsenal would win it, right? I said Arsenal would have given Liverpool a more of a challenge if they didn't have injuries. All I want you to think of, Ryan, is very simple. I want you to imagine that Salah was out for Liverpool for 3.5 months and Saka and Odegaard were never injured. I want you to just imagine one situation where Salah and Van Dijk is out for 2.5 months, Salah is out for 3.5 months, and Arsenal never had injuries without the crap. Do you think you would win the league, Ryan? By the way, the people that say this take is crazy, it's ridiculous. Mac I'm gonna ask the Liverpool fan. Oh, sorry, Mac.
Hmm?
If Salah was out for you for 3.5 months, and Van Dijk was out for 2.5 months, and Arsenal even had injuries, do you think you would have won the league?
No, because Van Dijk was out for half season, and we struggled to get into the Champions League, and then we lost Salah, and we dropped off. Like no, especially
So that is my take.
Was like
That is my
70-80%
take, and
of
people
our
think
goals
it's
and assists
crazy.
came from Salah.
If
Exactly.
all I'm
That's the
saying,
whole point.
if
Good
Ro-
player.
is it bad planning by Arsenal? Yes. Is it bad planning by Arsenal? Completely. Is there a luck in it? Yeah, because Liverpool didn't have injuries and Arsenal did. However, that doesn't excuse Arsenal from having a little bit of a backup for Saka and Odegaard. They don't.
Well,
All
they
I
did.
said,
No, but you
reverse-
did.
They
Okay,
did.
2 seconds. The whole Saka argument, I don't agree with it because
Yeah.
you literally replace Saka with Nwaneri, yeah?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And his numbers are actually better than Saka's since Saka came back. Like his
no, but
numbers
Saka
were
came
brilliant.
back with the hammer. Saka
His
just
numbers
said,
were
okay,
brilliant, and then you dropped him.
Saka just said that he's not 100%. But hold on.
It's not
Right.
the Saka argument.
All I have to say,
Saka. It
I
was the
wanna say-
striker.
all I have to say, yes. But I want you, and you don't have a striker neither. You don't. You have Salah.
Well, I know we haven't. No.
You don't. All I have to say is that I want everyone to answer this. If rules were reversed, let me ask Ziad, the guy with the Arsenal agenda. If rules were reversed, Ziad, do you think Liverpool win the league?
Not the way Mohamed Salah was performing.
That's
But
all.
Saka is not performing to Salah's level.
Which is fine. I can't say Saka is not gonna have.
He's
a
not even
season
half.
with 50
He's not even half of
with
Salah.
Was 50, but Saka before the injury was going on to have not
Yeah,
a
but
50
that's
GA.
not good enough. It's because I'm not going to sit and say the reason Arsenal bought the league in February is because of Saka's injury. I don't think that's the case.
No, not only the
Saka's
case.
not that
No,
good
of
to
course
carry the
not.
whole team.
The argument
No,
I was
not
saying
only.
was Saka needed somebody else to take the pressure off him.
Probably yes,
He
you're
didn't
right.
have to play
Yeah.
every single game consistently.
Yeah, and also you have to look at it as well, but not just the proportion of goals that Salah scores. If you look at the proportion of goals where Salah scores, where it's either 2-2 or 1-1 or 0-0 or you need an equalizer, like that proportion is so high that it shows that he's such a difference maker being on the pitch. Like when people talk about aesthetic and so on and so forth, it doesn't matter. Point of the game is you score a goal. He is so crucial in getting those type of goals. Like he's so clutch, and that's something that is so under discussed about Salah. Everyone just talks about Salah being a great player. People don't talk about Salah being a clutch player in the league.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
That's
It's
crazy.
amazing. Probably people say City would have won the league. Maybe City would have won the league. No, I don't think so. City with all the injuries.
City had other problems. It wasn't just Rodri.
Yeah.
Old,
Anyway,
old,
I want to move on from the Arsenal talk, to be honest, to Chelsea because we have Ziad, and I want to talk about how important for Chelsea to win tomorrow against. Do you think Chelsea can get like third or second or something like this? I don't think
Second,
so.
let's not take the pisser, as Roy Hodgson would say. Let's not take the pisser.
I'm not bothered.
No, they can't. They can't get second. Actually, it's actually if they win tomorrow, they are 4 points. They can get second. I don't think. I don't
I'm
think
not
they
really
can get
concerned.
second.
I mean, if we fell off massively, then yeah, they probably could. But
No, the games they've got is probability wise impossible for them to get second.
The last
yeah,
game of the-
I
the
didn't
last
know they had
game of
such
the
tough fixtures.
season.
Oh my days.
The last
Yeah.
game of the season for Chelsea is just, it's unreal. It's Nottingham
Yeah.
Forest.
We've got Newcastle, Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, I mean,
They
Nottingham Forest just
literally
lost
don't
at
play
home
again
to
for
Brentford.
the league.
Nottingham Forest just lost at home to Brentford.
I know, but
And I'm
it-
supposed to sit here and say that Nottingham Forest will make it.
But we are talking about Chelsea who can blow very hot.
you
and
couldn't be playing Liverpool at a better time because half the squad's going to be drunk, especially Robbo. Robbo claims he's going to be
I
drunk.
bloody hope they are. I hope they are. Bro, we're being serious. I need this.
You really want to hope that he doesn't play Endo though, because Endo's going to be like, what can I say? man?
The conference league guarantees you Europa League, right? That's guaranteed Europa League, isn't it? Yes, it's not good enough. Yeah, it's not good enough.
I forget that's not good enough. Listen, our
Oh,
last
they got United
couple
as well.
games of the season is they're all finals. We have to win. Whether Liverpool off their head or not, or they're on their piss 24/7, it doesn't matter. We need to win the game.
Ziad,
We
I
have
know
to
obviously
get
Champions League is needed for Chelsea in it, but do you think your squad's actually ready for Champions League next year, like to go to the knockout rounds and round of 16, etc.?
I think it's their job to make it ready in the summer. It's a big summer ahead.
I love that. I love that answer.
Whether we go to the Champions League next season and I don't know where we lose or out of the quarterfinals or the round of 16 or whatever it may be. The point is the manager has to set a standard of at least getting there in the first place. There's no point of saying no point of getting Champions League because we're going to get knocked out anyway. What kind of nonsense is that? You know, I still believe we got quality players, and I still believe the owners are going to go and back the manager, whoever it may be, whether it's him or not, and go sign proper players in the summer. I still think we'll end the summer window with a quality striker, which makes a massive difference. Whether you can shake your head all you like, I still think.
What about Nicholas Jackson? I thought he was the next big thing.
I'll tell you what, though.
They're going to buy number 15 year old.
It's an absolute godsend that you got him back now.
It's perfect timing. He's even scoring a couple of goals. But my point is that these games against Liverpool and Forest and United, we have to win. We have to.
Newcastle away. That's gonna be tricky.
All of them, and Newcastle as well, they're all difficult, but you have to win these games because I'm not having another season.
You know the problem with this conversation? I'm gonna be straight out with you, Ziad. Do you believe your team can win these games? Don't tell me I hope. Don't tell me I do. Do you believe your team? Bro, forget like I hope. You know what? I hope that my team can win the Champions League and win the league. Do I believe my team will win the Champions League? Do you believe your team
will asking you to win the Champions League. I'm asking you to qualify for the Champions League. That's what I'm
asking you. Do you believe your team is good enough to win these games?
I'm not confident we'll get Champions League. No.
You're not.
No. Why should I be? Based on our last couple weeks of football, and the fact that the manager has basically already told the players it's been a successful season, even though they haven't achieved anything.
Has he actually done that?
Man. The guy said it's already been a successful season. The guy should be on his old head, bro.
I mean, to be fair, with the fact that he's about to win a trophy, he might call it successful. But for him, he might call it.
I would win that trophy.
I know that's what I call it a pre-season European trophy, bro.
Like I'm sorry. Listen, no Chelsea fan should go to that final. Please don't go to the final. Please don't embarrass yourself.
But what if you lose it, Ziad?
But wouldn't you
lose it? I don't care if we lose it. I don't care if we win it. I'm not bothered.
Wait, but wouldn't you replace like Real Betis? Real Betis are, they're good.
Who's that?
Chelsea should be doing them in. I can't.
Who's that? Who is Real Betis? Who is that? Please tell me.
Listen,
who is that?
The Nielsen play for them.
You know who plays for Real Betis, Anthony.
Forget Anthony. What's the guy?
Oh my God!
What's the guy?
He's going to be your next winger.
That's what my problem was. Just I want to let's have a serious conversation. Let's have a serious conversation. I don't think the problem is. I actually think the squad of Chelsea over the season have showed a lot of holes that needs to be filled. That means more money needs to be spent. Striker, wingers, centre back, right back because not 10 because they've called Palmer.
Wow. Do you want to talk uncomfortable conversations, Mo? Because his recent performances have been nothing but shoddy. Like shoddy.
Needs to be binned though.
No, I wouldn't say binned.
What? What did you say, Ziad?
I'm saying he's still very good enough to be our number 10 next season.
Now you got like 15 number 10s.
I don't want to see him. I want to see him on the right anyway. I've been wanting to see him on the right.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think he's better on the right than the 10.
I think he's better off on the right, but this manager has made it illegal for him to play off the right.
Can I tell you an unpopular opinion? Even if this manager makes Champions League, he should be sacked and he should get a better manager.
Listen, let me tell you something. If this guy gets Champions League, gets UCL, but Inzaghi becomes available, then go for it.
He fits your system as well, to be fair.
If someone becomes available that we know, like, I'm sorry, Mo will tell me more about
Ziad. With all due respect, there is like 50,000 managers in the world that are better than Maresca. With all due respect, with all due respect, Ziad, even if he makes Champions League, I'm telling you, bro, Iraola is better than him, bro.
Who?
I don't think Chelsea move like that now.
Sideways move. I'm not talking about.
They don't move like that.
Yeah,
it's not a sideways move. No.
Listen,
it is.
If you sack Maresca and go get Inzaghi, I would be mad. But if you sack Maresca and get Raiola, whatever that brother's name is, then I'm sorry. Come on.
What about Thomas Frank from Brentford?
No. See, I don't think Thomas. Ziad, what are you talking about? I don't think Thomas Frank. I don't think Thomas Frank. But for example, I'm just saying that Iraola is a very progressive manager, plays progressive football, gives him better players, and I think he will cook with them.
The minute he walks in, man, he will crumble the same way every single manager does.
He cook with the youngsters. He cook with the youngsters.
But the thing,
man, these Jadon Sancho, Pedro Neto, probably Osherman, man. They ain't no youngsters, grown ass men.
But also, wouldn't you say though that like part of joining a big club is not just the X and O's, right? Not just the tactics. It's everything else that comes with it, right? It's the how do you talk to the press? How do you manage the egos that because the
Yeah,
players who come into Chelsea, like it's not the same players who are in Bournemouth. Who don't get me wrong, obviously they're having a good season, but they don't have that same pressure. They don't have that same ego. They don't think that they're part of the best in the world because Chelsea's buying them or Man United are buying them. That's why like. Sometimes managers who do well at smaller teams crack in a big pressure when they go to a bigger team. So, like for Chelsea, they need, like you've seen them, especially since after Roman bought them, they've needed a manager of a certain caliber. When you had the likes of Di Matteo, yes, you won the Champions League with him, but let's be real, the team won it itself. Avram Grant as well. Like when you had those type of managers, it didn't really work. But when you had the big personality, the big names, it started to work. And you've seen now as you start to go back towards the sort of mid-tier, mid-high tier managers, it hasn't worked for Chelsea. But of course, there's also the mess of Claire Lake as well.
People, I said this last season many times more about Pochettino. Like people, then one of the main reasons these managers fail, including Graham Potter, is because I'm sorry, but Brighton to Chelsea or Leicester to Chelsea, Bournemouth to Chelsea, it's just not the same. Even with Pochettino, I'm sorry, but Tottenham to Chelsea, like all due respect to Tottenham, but I'm sorry. The guy, as soon as you put on the Chelsea shirt on and you got, again, asked 50 million questions from the press, okay, and you get pressured, the guy crumbles. He absolutely crumbles. And if you can't hack it, you're going to crumble in front of the players. And when the players see that you're a weak man, they're not going to perform. You need someone like Conte, who walked in and didn't give a shit about what anyone had to say, who said, no, you're not going to play this way. You're going to eat this. Your diet is going to go like this. We're going to play like this, and we end up winning the league with record-breaking points.
Don't mention Conte's name in here right now. It triggers someone.
Yeah, hold that, Mo. He's going to dunk on you. But the point is, listen, if Inzaghi becomes available, someone that I'm sorry, when I was watching Inter Milan Barcelona, that man seems like a crackhead. He reminds me of Conte, the way he runs up and down. He's someone that won't take no BS, and that Inter Milan, he knows what it's like to be at a big club. But I'm sorry, get rid of Maresca and getting Raiola, you're going to see the same problem. You're going to see the exact same issue. Nothing's going to change. So, but the point is,
he's had loads of yellow cards. Raiola, he's had loads of yellow cards.
Do you guys think that? I don't think that Chelsea will win the game tomorrow.
I don't think we're going to win.
No.
I
don't think they will win against Liverpool tomorrow. To be honest,
the best I'll get is a draw, in my opinion. That's the best Chelsea will get.
I know for a top point.
Salah still wants to break the record, right? Salah still wants to break the record. He's not going to be benched, all due respect. The difference between Liverpool and Arsenal is one goal. Liverpool want to be the best defense and the best offense in the league. So, like, Van Dijk is not a dickhead. You know what I mean? Like, people think that they're going to play the game drunk. That is just bullshit. You know that they won't, right, to be honest with you, right? They won't. Liverpool are not just going to go to the game and just be like a walkover like people think they are. Like, they won't. They just won't. Liverpool still want to break 90 points. Like, I believe that Liverpool team will want. You can't tell me that the player will step on the pitch and not wanting to. For example, even if he plays Luis Diaz, if he plays Chiesa or something, you think Chiesa doesn't want to play. You think Curtis Jones doesn't want to prove himself for next season, or Harvey Elliott or Endo. They're going to die on the pitch, bro. They're going to die on the pitch.
How many guys in that team are playing for their careers?
For a contract next season, for a place in the team next season.
So many players are on the chopping block.
At Anfield, in front of the fans.
Yeah.
Mohamed Salah is chasing the record. You think Mohamed Salah steps on the pitch? No, we're going to lose the game because we're going to give Chelsea points. No.
And also, can we just accept there's a wild card that exists? In fact, there's two wild cards that exist. One is obviously Chelsea's defense. The second one is there's a guy called Robert Sanchez, who you never know what he's gonna do at any moment during the game. And as long as he exists,
Robert Sanchez, bro.
As long as he exists, you know that Chelsea are liable to concede a goal at any moment. So because Ziad is broken. I've broken him.
It is the only thing I didn't realize is that Stamford Bridge, so that is different a little.
Man, well, West Ham Stamford Bridge than we are away, bro.
Didn't you sign about 10 goalkeepers this season?
Like, I think it's because someone told me it's Stamford Bridge. I think now it's different a little bit.
That's even worse.
Nah.
How is that even worse?
Because we're rubbish at home.
Even worse.
We're rubbish. Our fans are. We've got the worst fans in the league.
Do you?
100%, bro. Our fans
They've lost some games at home. Chelsea have
no,
lost some games.
bro. We got the worst fan base in the whole league. The whole league.
In what sense? As in they don't get
Why
behind the
still?
team?
Yeah,
They don't get
that's
behind the
still.
team. Any little bit of negative football or so, they start booing. It's just they don't sing, they don't back the team, they do nothing. We've got the worst fan. I've known so many of my friends stop going to Chelsea games. They had memberships or they had the season tickets, and they stopped going to home games because of how bad the atmosphere was. You would go to the game and fall asleep.
This reminds me of a certain time when
But this is not only this season. This has been for many years.
This sounds like Arsenal. Literally sounds like what we're
Sounds like Spurs as well, to be fair.
Yeah. We're not Arsenal now. I think Arsenal a few years back when it was Arteta out. Sorry, not Arteta, Wenger out, and then Emery as well. Didn't realize it was that bad in the stadium.
I
Just get the job done, man. That's why I'm sick of Chelsea's Instagram posts and get
What
the job
manager
done.
would you want then? What manager would you want?
I mean, listen, I'm right now. I'm praying for Inter Milan to bottle the league to Napoli, and I'm praying for Barcelona to slap Inter Milan. So then Mo can be Inzaghi out, which means then I can.
Yeah, I thought that might happen.
Yeah, and then he can be Inzaghi out, and then I can be Inzaghi in, and then we can bring Bastoni because
I mean, to be fair, he suits your system, I think, quite well. If he was to come in and with some of the players you have, I think it'd work.
Well, I think on the available market, I don't see anyone.
Well, I thought you'd naturally just go and raid Chelsea. I thought Chelsea would just naturally go and raid Brighton, take their manager.
No. Listen, there's a manager. There's a manager available. There's a manager available. Listen, he studied under Pep Guardiola.
I don't give a shit, bro. I studied against. Stop this, bro. I hate this.
Listen to me.
Mad.
He's a very successful manager. He's got loads of trophies, right? Even when things are not going right, he still wins. A certain Eric Ten Hag exists.
No,
I think he would win.
We're going to talk about your manager then. I'm like, who?
No. Listen, the only one right now. The only one I can think of as well. The only one I can think of is Inzaghi. That's what. And then
no.
Cole's iffy. Apparently, is staying.
You want to.
Liverpool can pay 70 million for him, and we can bring Bastoni as well.
You need Ten Hag, and also his experience being in a big club as well. So listen, Ten Hag is perfect for Man United.
We'll take Inzaghi. We'll take Inzaghi.
Okay, how about this?
Mo, what's he earning? What's he earning up Inter Milan?
Nothing. He's earning nothing compared to.
He's like low down the pedestal. Yeah, he's low.
Yeah, man. We'll double that easily, man.
Yeah. If you don't want Ten Hag, I've got another one for you. Like, great manager, got national team to multiple finals.
Would you take an Oliver's replacement for Arteta?
Sir Gareth Southgate. Con, what are you doing? We're talking about Chelsea here.
Can you kick him? Master Southgate. Can you kick him?
No, Sir Gareth Southgate. Say it properly.
There ain't nothing Sir, man, about it, man. He's more missed than Sir, man. Listen,
that's crazy. Vincent Kompany's on more money than Inzaghi. Sorry, it's a little fact. That is insane.
Yeah, man, it's our bro.
All night.
Listen, as soon as we show Inzaghi the money, he's coming straight away. That's 5 million. Yeah, we'll give him that as a bonus, man. Come on, what's going on there, man?
I mean, to be fair, Lampard might get Coventry promoted. You can
I think that's what we end the stream, Mo.
Okay, how about Champions League winner for you? He's managed you before.
I told you Inzaghi. Honestly, the only one is Inzaghi. That's
Roberto Di Matteo. He's a Chelsea legend. He's won the Champions League with you guys.
Anyway, guys, we're digressing and we're just turning into a joke, so that's not fun. Injuries didn't cost us last season. Our best form came with injuries. Our form went shit when the players came back. Our issue was that we were crap and we weren't good enough to win it. Klopp was holding us back last 2 years. I disagree with this take, Ryan, to be honest with you, that Klopp was holding you back. You're telling me that Arne Slot is better than Jurgen Klopp? Is that what you're telling me? Like, Salah literally had one of his best season ever in the history of the Liverpool. And you're telling me that Klopp, with Salah not banging goals at the end of the season, you're telling me that he was holding you back, Ryan? I completely disagree with you, mate. I completely disagree with you. Klopp holding you back is crazy. You want to tell me that Arne Slot is better than Jurgen Klopp? I just don't think so. To be honest, I don't think so. Think about it. I want to
ask me that.
I'm not going to ask. Why is your... Do you think Slot is better than Klopp?
I just felt like over the last couple of years, we needed a new voice. Like, we need a new voice. It was the same as Alex Ferguson. What Alex Ferguson kept on doing was he kept on rotating his assistants and his coaches, and there was always new voices in the Manchester United coaching team, and we needed it. Like it was the same old voice over and over and over again, and the players needed it. Listen to the interview with Mo Salah at the end of the season. He literally says, "This is the best I've ever done because I've proven I could do it without Mane, without Klopp, without Bobby."
He said that
because they got tired. They got tired of the same people around them all the time.
Won the league.
The same old voices over and over again. We needed new ideas. We needed new ways of being able to do things. Like you can't keep on going again and again and again. Look at Pep Guardiola. Like he's had to rip it all up and start again. Like because it just got tired.
I agree with you actually on the Sir Alex as well. Sir Alex always said that he brought in those guys because the game moved and he realized that he needed to bring like the 4-3-3, for example, was bringing in Carlos Queiroz, who was, I think he was at Real Madrid, like assistant manager at some point. Like he needed to continue to adapt. And maybe you're right. Maybe there was an issue there with Klopp where, like, as great as it was, as motivating as it was, like the system and the voices that he was hearing every single day wasn't, like the players weren't responding to that anymore.
Like there's something that Slot did. This is insane, by the way, that I've looked into a couple of these things. So basically, This is how meticulous we are now, and this is probably what you need to do. Like teams need to go above and beyond to be able to get that tiny bit of advantage to get ahead of other teams to win the league. Our players have to come in every morning and they have to report on how they slept that night and how many hours sleep they had. Seriously, like this is how meticulous we are right now, and if they didn't have a good night's sleep, then there were certain things they didn't do during the training. Like, and the first thing Slot did when he came in, I know I'm going off topic a bit, sorry, is he literally said to all his players, right, guys, what is the best routine for you when we're playing home games? Because we go into a hotel the night before. A lot of teams do this, by the way. A lot of teams do this. We stay in a hotel the night before and then we go to the match. Would you rather stay at home and sleep in your own bed? And the guys were like, yeah, we'd rather sleep in our own bed. And they're like, okay, then that's what we'll do.
Marginal gains,
tiny things, but they make such a big difference.
That's what we said. Like people always think of the X and O's, the tactics. Like being a manager is more than just that. It's all the things you have to think about, all the things you have to worry about, to manage, things you have to worry about. Like it's not just a case of I play 4-3-3 and my left back press is high and so on and so forth. It's how do you do the small things to get the team to function well.
But do you know why this happens? When people believe in the manager and believe in what they are doing. Liverpool players had to believe in what Slot is doing right away for them to follow all the instructions and follow everything that he's doing. If you get a new manager, for example, that the players don't respect, or I'm not saying don't respect, but don't believe that he's the right manager for the club, there's a big egos at the club, I believe that the players will do their own thing, which is, I'm not, for example, like if you take Chelsea, for example, I don't believe that everyone follows what Maresca wants to do. Some of them are, like, I don't think that all of them are convinced. Arsenal, on the other hand, I believe everyone, Arsenal really, the first thing they say when they win a game is that the manager said, the manager's that, like they believe in him. Also all the players, like Mohamed Salah talks about Arne Slot and how he does things. Like even a guy like Mohamed Salah or a guy like Van Dijk, they talk about how important Arne Slot is, the new manager, how the system works and all the stuff. With all the respect to Chelsea, for example, nobody talks about Maresca at Chelsea. None of the players talk about Maresca. None of them. Talk about Enzo Maresca. But that's the whole difference, is that I believe that Arne Slot going to Liverpool, even the big players had respect for him. You know what I mean? Like how the big players have respect for him. At Chelsea, I feel like some of the players are like, whatever, bro, whatever. You know what I mean?
Slot had to walk in and earn that respect. Let's not sugarcoat it. They left Jurgen Klopp, who was there for how many years and was very successful in his own way. He didn't walk in and all of a sudden, Salah and Van Dijk, very successful players, are going to listen to everything he said. He had to earn it in the way he teaches, in the way
one of the things, Olo, before you go on, one of the things that I know that older people only will know this name, Mohamed Kaloun. Do you guys know who this guy who played for Inter next to R9, next to like Oba Martin? He coaches the Sierra Leone national team at the current moment in Africa. They just played Egypt. He used to play with us in the league in America, right? In Houston. And he used to coach in the Dynamos, you know what I mean? And he told me something, and he got his licenses. He did it with like Pirlo and these stuff in Europe. And one of the days we were chatting with him, and one of the things that I didn't realize this until he told me this. And he told me, do you know that the first thing, because he got a gig in Saudi Arabia, but he didn't take it. He said that one of the things that I was told when we were doing our badges, when we were chatting with coaches, he said the first thing you have to do is actually earn the respect and managing the egos. It's the biggest things in football. He said Zidane, when he walked to Real Madrid, the first thing he needs to do is how to manage Ronaldo, Bale, Modric, Kroos, Casemiro, Benzema. He said this is the first thing you need to do, manage the egos of the players, because it's not as easy as you see on TV. He said, I played with Inter, for example. He said, I couldn't deal with the pressure at Inter. He said, I had to leave to Ittihad Jeddah in Saudi Arabia because the way they asked us to do things, the way they told us to do things. And he said the coaches that coached him, the first thing they did is that they knew the personality of each player, how to manage them. People think that every manager can just say stuff and all the players do the same thing. It doesn't work like this. I believe that Maresca's not that guy.
Oh, win him over.
I was going to add as well, like even Chelsea, you've got a perfect example. And I said his name before, Avram Grant. If you go and listen to the Chelsea players around that time of Avram Grant and when they made the Champions League final, they said they made it in spite of Avram, that they didn't have respect for the guy. Because I think it was just after Mourinho got sacked. I forgot the timelines. But they said that the big players walked in and like the way they felt about him was like, okay, we're not going to listen to this guy. We're going to do it ourselves. We're going to believe in ourselves. And you guys went to the Champions League final. Of course, you didn't win it because of the penalties. But the difference between that and then you look at someone like a Mourinho. When Mourinho first came, and even the second time, they said like even the big players had felt to that personality. So it was more not just the whole he won the Champions League. It was also like he commanded that dressing room, and in the end, like he's the commander of men basically in that dressing room. So, and that's why I always said this: America's biggest job would be managing the egos at Chelsea. That's what I said at the start of the season. Forget the tactics. Managing those egos is literally going to be his biggest job, especially when we're talking about how many players were there, how many players wanted to play, etc., etc.
100%.
I
want to ask Ziad one.
I thought that was going to be the hardest job for Slot. Like I said this on your show before, man. I said Slot. One of the hardest things Slot's got to do is sort out Trent. Like, what is he going to do with Trent? Because he's been able to play wherever he wants and not be able to do defending. Like, because the rest of the team have covered him for like the last couple of years. So my thing with him was that's going to be the hardest job, to be able to deal with Trent. And the first thing he did was dragged him off the pitch like 3 times, like took him off as a sub, and that's never happened. And he was sulking, and I'm like, "Whoa, okay,
that's a message."
Yeah. So in the chat said we don't have egos at Chelsea. This is the biggest lie.
Hang on a minute. Didn't the dressing room get rid of Jose Mourinho?
No, but he's talking about
revolt.
He's talking about right now.
Mutiny.
Now. Okay. He's talking about right now. So first of all, a couple of things. Professional footballers who've been told they're the best players since they were like 6 years old, right? Going through academies, been invested into, they have egos because they've been told they're the best. They've been winning games, being better than their peers, right? That's why they're the 1% of all football players that play professional football at the highest level, right? Or less than 1%. Secondly, you've got 2 examples of people who have egos and likes of what's the guy? Vega and João Felix, who both left in January because they wanted to play. That is ego. They think they're good enough to be playing first team football and they're leaving because of that. Any player who chooses to leave is because of his ego, because he doesn't want to sit on the bench. So if you think that Chelsea don't have egos, then you don't understand what it's like to be in a professional environment where you're competing for 11 spots. You have to have an ego.
Yeah.
Simple as.
Yeah. Just one last question before we go. Who do you think from your team would you want to see next year starting?
Reece James. I'd say probably for now Colwell, Cucurella, Enzo, Caicedo, Palmer, Neto. The rest of them,
That's it.
Sancho, but I'm biased because I like Sancho.
All right.
That's
Okay.
about it.
You want Sancho. Anyway, JJ say most slot seems respect, but Maresca and Arteta are cocky. No, Arteta has respect from the players. Maresca doesn't, but we'll see. So there's a big up everybody that joined us, of course. Ziad is on in the description. Kmack channel in the description as well. Connor, do you have a channel?
I don't. I've got my designing business. That's
All right. It's guys, Connor editing
graphic
on Twitter.
design. Like thumbnail designing. I would do
Connor
it
is a
with
graphic
Marshall at on Twitter.
Yeah.
CMO_editing. On Twitter.
CMO_ editing, guys, on Twitter. Go follow Connor. This
My
stream will
channel-
take big
my
up all
channel's
over
in
the
the chat. I'm on the road to 1,000. Just
on it. Guys,
check
can we
out some
go
of
and
my
support
videos, okay?
Matt?
If you
Because
want
we
to know
need
about
1,000 subs. Hit that like button, people, and go
Yeah.
subscribe to Kmack,
Love
of
you all.
course.
big amount.
We'll see you guys. This will take it to Hussam or him and Tom will waffle a lot. So we'll see you guys on the other side, and we're out of here, people.